Hi parents, and welcome to Civics. You are watching this video because your son or daughter has Mrs. Vahl for Civics during either first, second, or third period. This is weird to meet you this way in a remote setting where I'm recording a video of myself, but it's a great opportunity for me to share with you a little bit about what we're going to be doing this year and a little bit about me. At this time, what I want to do is take you through what we do in a typical class with your students. We do use Zoom, and this platform allows us to show your students a little bit about the course, myself, and to follow along as they have their computers on at home. So right now I'm sharing my screen with you, and I can open up for you the PowerPoint that I would like to share tonight. For your students, every day that they meet with me, they see a PowerPoint image like this and hear me talking. I do use a little Bitmoji here and there because I think that it helps me connect to the kids. I love using Bitmojis, and it seems to be like a really positive way for me to make things a little more whimsical and fun. So welcome to Civics. What will your students be doing in this class? One of the first things kids want to know, and parents, is who is this teacher? And will this teacher be nice? Well, my name is Mrs. Vahl. This is my family. I'm married and I have 3 children, ages 13, 11, and 8, so I'm busy at home as well. I graduated from the University of Iowa with a degree in social studies education, and I have a master's degree in educational leadership. I'm enthusiastic, organized, and compassionate about my students and my content area. My job is to introduce students to the structures and policies of government, using current events and inquiry-based resources to develop problem-solving skills and thinking skills. It's my goal to give your students the information they need to make informed choices as effective citizens. And I love Lyons Township High School. This is my 18th year at LT, my 21st year in education overall. And while I'm not starting the year like I normally would like to, this is an opportunity that we have to connect with students in a way like we never have before, and I'm making the most of it. So why is your student taking civics? Well, a few years ago, the state of Illinois required all students who graduate in the state to take this course. It's required for graduation. And of course, we all believe it's important for Americans to be informed citizens. We look at topics like media literacy, what are the current issues in our society, and how do I support what I believe with evidence? Research shows we don't know enough about how government works, but we're getting better. What do I mean by that? Well, you could Google and find a lot of statistics about what people do and don't know about government, but what we've found is that civic education has routinely been pushed to the side for the last several years. The facts are, a survey conducted by the Annenberg Public Policy Center in 2019 found that 2 in 5 American adults could name all 3 branches of government. By the time your student leaves, they will know the 3 branches of government. So I hope that number to be 100%. There are a few people out there, as you can see, that couldn't name any, could name only 1 branch, or named 2 branches of government. It is our goal that your student knows how our government works so that they can become effective citizens by the end of the course. Students in civics will emerge from the class with the skills and knowledge to better understand the democratic process of government, their role in the process, and how they will engage in that process to effect real and positive change. There has never been a better time for your students to have an understanding of the complex nature of a lot of the topics we're going to talk about. Campaigning, for instance, how a bill becomes a law, how citizens impact lawmaking, what they need to know about media literacy, These are all important topics for your son or daughter to become effective citizens. So I thought it might be nice to give you an example of some of the topics we're going to explore this semester. We have 4 units of study. In those units, we are going to talk about a lot of these questions. What does it mean to be an effective citizen? What can I do to make changes in my community? What is news literacy? And why do I need to know how to judge the reliability of information? How do I know who I should vote for? This refers to looking at how to judge candidates on specific issues, like looking at the platforms and what it means to campaign, along with the roles and responsibilities of the 3 branches of government. This course is not like the government course you probably had in high school. We don't have a textbook. We rely on sources that give us a chance to share with students a topic and allow them to delve deeper into the topic. We might ask a question like, what does it mean to be an effective citizen? And then students would brainstorm and come up with ways. And then we supply resources for them to look into that even deeper. What does our class look like? Well, it looks like this over here on the right. But these are not your kids, don't worry. Thank you, Google Images. I was able to find a Zoom classroom. We meet in large and small groups. This course is discussion and inquiry based, which is a real challenge in a remote classroom. So I want to encourage you to have your student participate in class. Please ask your student to keep their video on if possible and to remain present during the entire class. I do provide your student with a short stretch or grab a drink kind of break during our long 75-minute periods. As I mentioned before, I've never taught a class remotely that looks like this, but I'm passionate about education and about this topic, and I will teach your kids no matter how I have to, even if it is through Zoom. I wanted to give you an example of something your students have already done. In the first couple of days of class, I asked them a question. I said, in the past 6 months, what questions do you have about what our state or federal government has done or not done in response to the coronavirus? Now let's talk about it. Any question is a good question. And they had a lot of questions. Everybody has a lot of feelings about what's going on right now. And I love being able to provide for your students some of the background that they need to know to understand the difference between what it means to follow a state mandate or a state policy and how the federal government impacts us in this situation as well. They were actually amazingly informed, yay, about this topic. And we had an excellent conversation about what it means to follow local, state, and federal policies for whatever issue we're talking about. Another question parents have typically on open house night is, how will my student be graded? Well, everything you need to know can be found on Canvas. So what I'd like to do is show you what that's going to look like. So in our course, I can switch between screens and I can show you what it looks like when your student logs in to Canvas. Here is what your students will see. On my home page, the information that you need to contact me is here. The links for class are here. And I've listed a daily calendar week by week so that your student has access to all of the information they need during the class period. This is where they need to come to find homework or if they were absent. If you click on modules, you will see that I have a heading called course information. Inside the first two links is information that you and your students both need on this course and grading. In this course, we will focus on 4 essential skills. We will focus on identifying essential content vocabulary to understand the course. We will focus on how to evaluate sources for bias. We will focus on how to write a claim using evidence and analysis. And finally, we will focus on questioning and discussion skills. Because we are practicing skills, I want to show you something a little bit different in Infinite Campus than you may have seen before. In this document, it explains the skills. And the part I want you to look at is right here. I'm highlighting it in purple. Your student will be evaluated on a summative or final assessment after having practice for those skills in each unit. The practice assignment is labeled a formative and does not count toward the final grade, but I will report to you how your student is doing. The summative will be measured with the same rubric and will be reported in points. If you have any questions after reviewing any of this information, I hope that you'll reach out to me with my email. I want to thank you so much for your time. I hope that your student is enjoying the course. I know I am very much enjoying getting to know them. I'm looking forward to getting to know them better. Please email with any questions. I'm here to support your student and to support you while they learn from home right now. Thank you so much for coming, and I look forward to hoping to see you in the future sometime soon. Have a great night.